Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today's slightly different. I've got a free afternoon to come out over to the Dengie Marsh area of Essex. It's an area full of agriculture, and what I'm hoping to capture today is some of the tractor leading lines through some of the cornfields that we have in this area, to sort of create some sort of abstract slight landscape compositions, because I love the leading lines through the actual images that obviously the tractor lines create. And hopefully today, with a bit more breeze, which is a common theme with my vlogs at the moment, hopefully getting maybe some long exposures as well. So make sure I've got my 10 stop filter in the bag, and hopefully we'll be able to capture some sort of motion in the crops as well to sort of add a little bit more drama. I've got lovely sort of sunny skies today with a bit of cloud detail as well. So I'm really thinking it's going to be a great afternoon shoot for black and white as well. So let's come along for the journey. So I've just got my first composition set up here with one of the footpaths leading through this cornfield. Been experimenting with a lower composition and then obviously sort of full head height composition, both in portrait and landscape orientations with a camera. And I'm actually preferring the images in portrait at a head height. And the reason being is because you're at that little bit high, you can see more of the path leading and meandering through the image. And I love it as it's sort of creating that sort of diagonal line through the image in the portrait orientation from the bottom right hand corner up to the top left hand corner. And then obviously the tree line in the distance as well, obviously creating that image as well. So I've just got the camera set up on, let me just double check, f/25 ISO 100 and about 1/30th of a second, because what I'm trying to do is obviously lengthen the exposure as long as possible, but without putting on the ND filter at the moment. I will try in a minute with the ND filter on, just so obviously I've got both exposures in the bag as well. But compositioning wise, I'm quite enjoying it. I'm going to experiment now with the ND filter just to see if I get a better image, because of obviously lengthening that exposure with a breeze coming in, timing it well, getting a little bit more motion in the corn heads. Hopefully it'll work out to be a little bit of a better image. I've just calculated the timer now and set the bulb mode timer for 31 seconds. Let's give it a go. Yeah, worked out to be a good composition. So I'm just working on my next composition. I've driven down the road a little bit further and come across this another field full of crops, which is not that very common around here. But with the light, the fleeting light from the sun, which is obviously directly behind me, creating lovely patterns across the field here, as well as obviously the waviness of the corn heads in this particular field, creating a really interesting image. I'm taking a Pano, I'll just readjust there, of several images right across the scene at f20, ISO 100 and about 25 seconds each image. And obviously going to blend them all together and stitch them together because I like the movement it's going to create through the foreground because of the breeze, and also the movement in the clouds as well, and that kind of whole motion within the actual still image that I'll finally create will hopefully create really good image. Plus again, being in black and white, I think it's really going to work that little bit better. But yeah, as an actual composition, really kind of liking this one, I think. So I really enjoyed that composition there, and with the movement in the grass and the movement in the clouds, as I mentioned, hopefully it'll work out sort of really nice sort of combination of that ethereal looking image as well. But packed up now, let's go and find another composition. So I've got my final composition set up here, again travelling along the road and come across this lovely field of corn with one of the tractor lines leading straight through the middle of the image, and as the tractor lines lead straight through, it's actually going straight up to the sea wall, which is give or take about a mile and a half away, but because of that and that sort of striking leading line throughout the image, it's creating an interesting picture, I feel. So I've got the camera set up in portrait orientation, and I'm using the reach of the lens right in at 135mm on f/20 ISO 100 and 15-second exposure, again obviously with the ND filter in as well, because again sort of adding that little bit of movement, a little bit more extra drama into the image as well. Hopefully again back in post-processing be able to convert it back into black and white, and again working out to be another interesting image. I've been wanting to come out to this location for a long time, because with the bright conditions, black and white photography is ideal, but obviously trying to get some of the crop at the right time, but the leading lines of the tractor lines throughout the image is hopefully working out quite well. Yes, in some other pictures that I've seen that's kind of inspired me to do this vlog, you've got more rolling hills and sort of trees strategically placed or planted with the lone tree, etc. But unfortunately with this area it's very flat, and you're not going to actually get that kind of composition. But hopefully I've been able to show that actually some parts of Essex can be very remote, very rural, and this is by all means probably the most remotest location within Essex. But yeah, hopefully for image wise and photography wise I've really enjoyed today's vlog. Hopefully you have too. If you have, please make sure you leave us a comment. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. But thanks a lot for watching, and take care.